To begin, WISE advises that evaluators have to be much more aware of our responsibility for the choice of programs to evaluate and for the ways in which we evaluate them. Evaluation is a key component in many disciplines. Scriven defined evaluation as judging the worth and merit of something. We see evaluation happening every day. For example, in our own particular context, teachers of English as an additional language, program administrators, and educational policymakers are among the many stakeholders who implement and learn from both formative and summative evaluations to best serve our students. Elkin notes that evaluation is taking place everywhere around us, and there are many approaches to evaluation that people can use. Program-oriented approaches to evaluation, as noted by Fitzpatrick, Sanders, and Worthen, focus on some key features of the program and then serve to help the evaluator decide which questions should be addressed. The objectives-oriented evaluation approach is the most common type of program-oriented approach. Its distinguishing feature, according to Fitzpatrick et al., is that some activity is specified, and then the evaluation tries to determine the extent to which those objectives are achieved. Chiang et al. State that the main audiences of objectives-oriented evaluations are usually the upstream stakeholders, such as program developers, directors, or sponsors, who have a keen interest in how well the program goals and objectives are achieved. This is relevant because, as Fitzpatrick et al. Explain, evaluators may work with the stakeholders to establish if program objectives are actually being met. The information gained from this approach can assist with deciding to maintain, terminate, or change approaches within the program. Two key individuals, Ralph Tyler and Malcolm Provis, were proponents of the objectives-oriented approach. Fitzpatrick et al. Explained that by stating objectives in terms of what students should be able to do, Tyler believed that teachers could more effectively plan their curricula and lessons to achieve those objectives. This approach, later named the Tylerian evaluation approach, influenced evaluation theorists. Provis, who based his approach to evaluation in the Tylerian tradition, viewed evaluation as a continuous information management process. Provis looked at program objectives, determined whether discrepancies existed, and used that information to determine the program's future. This process was called the discrepancy evaluation model and was designed to facilitate the development of programs in large public school systems and later applied to state evaluations by Federal Bureau. Logic models, Fitzpatrick et al. Note, have developed as an extension of objectives-oriented evaluation and are designed to fill in those steps between the program and its objectives. Key areas for program planners and evaluators to identify in logic models are program inputs, activities, and outputs. Logic models can help staff articulate how a program can achieve goals, determine what elements are important to evaluate, and build internal evaluation capacity. It makes sense to go through this process. Bickman notes that it would seem self-evident to develop the program theory before the program is implemented. Logic models and program theory work together to achieve outcomes. Donaldson explains that one of the central tasks of the theory-driven evaluator is to fully understand the nature of the program, the true purpose and context of the evaluation, in an effort to design the most rigorous and sensitive evaluation possible within practical constraints. Program theory is the construction of a plausible and sensible model for how a program is supposed to work. Chen and Rossi state that the theory-driven approach entails defining a set of outcomes as potential effects of a program, some given by the official goals of the program, and others derived from social science knowledge and theory concerning the subject matter in question. Fitzpatrick et al. Note two key strengths in the program-oriented evaluation approach. First is that the simplicity of the program makes it easy to understand, follow, and possibly implement. Second is the appeal of face validity. The evaluator is held accountable for what is being asked to be evaluated. However, no approach is without its limitations. Fitzpatrick et al. Stress some important factors. The evaluator could have a single-minded focus on the objectives, which will cause them to overlook the complications, elements, and factors contributing to the program's success or failure. The evaluator could even ignore the actual value of the objectives. One of the largest concerns for educators, and TEAL in particular, is that this approach does not ask for the evaluator to gain an understanding of the context in which the program operates. With diverse cultural and linguistic contexts, this would be an important thing to consider when evaluating a program's success or failure. A goal-free evaluation, according to Euchre, refers to an evaluation in which the evaluator intentionally avoids learning the official or stated goals and objectives. Scriven believes that the most important function of a goal-free evaluation is to reduce the bias that occurs from knowing program goals, and thus increase objectivity in judging the program as a whole. In a goal-free evaluation, Euchre also points out that the evaluator observes and measures all actual outcomes and judges the program according to its positive and negative effects, outcomes, or impact on its consumers. The focus is on the actual rather than on the intended. Evaluation is an integral part of teaching, learning, and developing programs. Chung, Wisniewski, Inderbeatson, and Campbell inform us that evaluation is one of those essential activities that people have been performing as part of their everyday lives since early human history. According to Fitzpatrick et al., formal evaluation was evident as early as 2000 BC. Program-oriented evaluation approaches are still commonly used today in standard-based testing, accountability in education, and performance monitoring in government programs. The key is that evaluation, as Killian points out, calls for rigor and is guided by a set of standards that, when met, ensure the quality of the process.